Coming up on Full Sail Live, 5 days after Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred said there was a 100% chance there'd be a season, he's now afraid he may have to eat those words. Plus, once at the head of the controversy, the NFL and many of its biggest names are responding louder than ever in the fight for equality and social justice. And before being passed up by 31 other teams, he was told he wasn't a starting caliber quarterback. A year and a half later, Lamar Jackson is the NFL MVP. Yesterday, he joined more elite company. We'll explain. Full Sail Live next. Welcome into Full Sail Live. I'm Michael Vick alongside my partner, Joseph Cook, who unfortunately can't be here in the studio on account of marriage this weekend. What can you say about the man? He's also married to his work. But Joseph, the same can't be said about baseball. Just days after Rob Manfred said that there was a 100% chance the season would be happening, the league appears now more ready than ever to divorce itself from the idea of having a 2020 season.
That's right, Michael. Our top story today, an MLB season now appears to be in serious jeopardy of happening at all. Sunday, the Players Union released a statement saying they're basically done. They're throwing in the towel on the talks, and at this point, just to tell them when and where to play. But Commissioner Rob Manfred is not entirely buying that.
Unfortunately, over the weekend, while Tony Clark was declaring his desire to get back to work, the union's top lawyer was out telling reporters, players, and eventually getting back to owners that as soon as we issued a schedule, as they requested, they intended to file a grievance claiming they were entitled to an additional $1 billion. Obviously, that sort of bad faith tactic makes it extremely difficult to move forward in these circumstances.
Coronavirus may have temporarily shut down the game, but this is quickly developing into a full-blown labor war that could ultimately kill the season. If Major League Baseball does ultimately decide to cancel it altogether, it'd be the first time in the history of America's pastime that it would be canceled without even playing a single game.
Well, too small, can't throw, should just move to wide receiver. Great runner though. That was the NFL scouting report on Lamar Jackson just 2 years ago. A year later, he set the league on fire, becoming the first NFL player in history to throw for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000 in the same season. He led Baltimore to a 14-2 record en route to winning the NFL MVP. Now he can add another piece of hardware to his mantle. Earlier today, EA Sports released the annual cover of their wildly popular game, Madden Football. And guess who's just not in the game, but now the face of it? You guessed it, Lamar Jackson has been permanently enshrined in the Madden lore as he dons the cover of Madden 21. Jackson said he couldn't believe it when he got the call, adding, quote, "I grew up playing Madden and owned every copy I could get my hands on, so to be on the cover is an absolute dream come true."
Not bad for a running back.
Well, in September of 2016, during the pre-game's national anthem, Colin Kaepernick took the knee heard round the world. The anthem protest became the subject of great division among players, owners, fans, the media, really everyone. Fans boycotted, owners hated it, and of course even the president was tweeting about it. But the message was pretty clear. We don't want you doing it.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, "Get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired"?
I do not agree with that. I feel like that is a unifying thing.
No, our policy is that you stand at the anthem, toe on the line.
It's also important for us to honor our flag and our country.
He's receiving heavy boos here.
As for Kaepernick, 1,630 days have passed since he last played an NFL game. No team has been willing to sign him, essentially being blacklisted from the league because of a conversation they weren't ready to have. A conversation where the thought was that the NFL wasn't listening. And then in a matter of months, Ahmaud Arbery happened, Breonna Taylor, and then George Floyd. And it happened in front of the entire world. Now everyone is listening, and the sentiment about why Kaepernick began taking a knee on that fateful 2016 day seems to be more felt than ever. First, we heard from guys like Drew Brees, who seem to have had a change of heart, putting out an apology. Commissioner Roger Goodell put out his video issuing a statement and apology from the league. And Joseph, now we're seeing other big names around the league who also happen to be white coming out in a show of unity and support for this movement as well.
Yes, absolutely, Michael. Current NFL players, Texans defensive end J.J. Watt, and Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield would take to social media to express their thoughts. One fan on Twitter would address Mayfield and say, "Please tell Browns fans you're not going to be kneeling this season." Mayfield would reply back, "Pull your head out, I absolutely am." As for J.J. Watt, he would address a person on Twitter by saying, A, don't speak for me, B, if you still think it's about disrespecting the flag or our military, you clearly haven't been listening. Coming up on tomorrow's show, we'll discuss Kyle Shanahan and the new 6-year extension the 49ers awarded him after last year's Super Bowl appearance. Also, TNT NBA analyst Charles Barkley stops by in studio to talk about why sitting out the rest of the NBA season would be detrimental for the rest of the NBA players. For Full Sail Live, he's Michael Vick, I'm Joseph Cook, and we'll see you tomorrow.